What is up, everybody? It is me, AbovetheZero, and today with me is Jrayhiman.
We're going to be giving you guys a little bit of a rundown for our opinion on the group stage and who we think is going to make it out and not make it out. And we're also going to do a bit of a comparison between last year's Worlds and this year's Worlds, just to set up the playing field a little bit more so that there's a bit more understanding.
In 2014, the way that teams qualified for Worlds was during the playoffs. The top 3 teams from each region would qualify for Worlds, and due to their seeding, that's how they would be put into the pools.
And this year for 2015, Ryan introduced a new points system where as you qualify in each, or as you play in each split, you earn points based on where you play. So in the spring split, first place gets 90 points, and second place gets 70, and it goes down by 20 for each place after that. And during the summer season, if you win, you come in first place, you automatically qualify for the Worlds. But after that, they add up all your CP that you got through the entire season, and then you qualify, or you get seeded for the Gauntlet Tournament. And then the winner of the Gauntlet Tournament moves on to Worlds, and the team with the highest total amount of points moves on to Worlds as well. So those are your first, second, and third seeds.
But you have to remember that LCK has a different system. They still are using the spring season system where they have a gauntlet at the end of the season, which they call the playoffs, and whoever finishes first, second, and third out of that gauntlet qualifies to Worlds.
In 2014, the system for the teams that are actually participating in Worlds was a little bit different than it was this year. So we still have the same 3 teams from LPL, 3 teams from LCK, and 3 teams from NA and EU LCS. And there's also still the 2 international wildcards. But the other 2 spots are taken instead by teams from Oceania and from Taiwan.
Where in 2015, the little discrepancy that happens is the international wildcard is actually split into 2 different tournaments. The first one has Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the LMS, which provides 2 seeds to go to Worlds. Where the international wildcard, which now includes the GPL, still has the 2 seeds, but there are less regions fighting for those spots.
So, in conclusion, the difference between this year's Worlds and last year's Worlds are the qualifying tournaments for the NA, EU, LCS, and the amount of seeds that are coming out of the international wildcard. I'm sorry, the amount is still the same, but the actual teams that can, or the places those seeds can come from, is different. So it's not really that major a difference. It doesn't really change any of the actual format of the tournament. Like, the group stage is still the same. The teams that come out of the group stage move on to the knockout round, and then from there we get to see who the world champion is.
So coming into Group A, we got CLG, Flash Wolves, Coup Tigers, and Pain Gaming. Now, when we're making these predictions, you need to remember that this patch is on 5.18. And we have not seen any competitive games played on 5.17 or 5.18. So when we're making these predictions, the meta has changed a decent amount. So we may not be 100% on, but let's get straight into it. CLG, Xmithy has his visa issues. So because of that, Huhi is going to have to play in the jungle for CLG.
Who's he? I'm sorry.
That was bad.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry. Just keep going.
That was pretty bad.
Just keep going.
So CLG, they have to play with a substitute jungler. We've never seen him play a competitive game with him. So we're going to see a weakened form of CLG in this Worlds. And it's sad because they looked really strong during the summer split finals. We got Flash Wolves coming in. They came in really strong with the IEM performance where they were taking games off of NA and the Asian region.
Alright, enough chatter. Just, what's your prediction to come out? Who do you think is going to come out of this group?
To be honest, a lot of these teams are in troughs and moving their way up. Pain Gaming, they had an amazing run, and even though they are a wild card team, I think they can make it out.
Okay, but who do you think is going to make it out?
To be honest, I don't know. But for the sake of predictions,
you have to
for the sake of
make
predictions, I am going to say, because I am a Korean fan, Coup Tigers.
Okay, and
This may shock a lot of people. I am a CLG fan. I have a CLG desktop background. Go CLG. Fuck TSM.
Yo,
Flash Wolves going second.
really?
I'm saying it.
Really?
I don't know how CLG is going to be going in, and I don't have faith. All my faith has been thrown at Cloud9. What are your predictions?
Okay, well, this is like, I feel like in this group, at least, like, all the teams going into this group are like, we could probably win this group. We're not gonna, I mean, we could beat all these teams, but really, though, I'm not confident that CLG, I know they've said that they've got a lot of practice with Huhi, but I'm not confident that, I feel like that's all just a facade of confidence, like, kind of like how Double is always shit-talking everybody. I kind of feel like that's just them spewing. But at the same time, their performance in the NA finals was just so disgustingly powerful. They didn't drop a single game the whole finals, right?
3-0.
Well, I mean, they didn't drop one in the semifinals either, did they?
I'm pretty sure they did.
They did?
I'm just going to say yes.
Well, regardless, alright, my prediction for this group, it's going to be similar to yours. You think Ku on top, then Flash Wolf second?
Ku first, Flash Wolf second.
Okay, well, I guess it's going to be the same to yours. But I think that second spot's going to be real competitive, though. I think CLG is going to give them a run for their money. I don't think they can make another group, though. But, speaking of CLG, I'm just going to give a brief rundown on their actual strengths and weaknesses. Coming into this group, CLG is really at a huge deficit because they're losing their starting jungler, Smithy, because of some visa issues involving the governments and being allowed to work in another country or play the game. So they're going to be starting Huhi. But their strengths coming into this are Doublelift and Afromoo, the Rush Hour bot lane, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker are on a real high after winning the NA finals. And Zion Spartan has a really broad champion pool, and I think he does well in the sort of metas where there's carry top laners like the Juggernauts that we're seeing. That's correct, right?
Yeah, with Zion being in the top lane, he is the best top laner in NA, and even though NA is one of the weaker regions, I do see Zion doing well against the other top laners that are in this group. Flash Wolves, like I said, they came in strong during IEM. A lot of people didn't prepare for them. That's what they say. They didn't prepare for them, but I think they just took games off them because they are good. They aren't as good as HQ, I'll admit, but the fact that they got second, but they did make it through the wild card. Now, when we're looking at the wild card, the run wasn't really that impressive by Flash Wolves. They were dropping games against subpar teams, and I mean, I know that happens every once in a while. But come on, Flash Wolves, you're making it to Worlds. You need to show your best game, and you need to show what you're worth to make the other team scared. Talking about the Ku Tigers, this meta is very top jungle and support focused. AD carry and mid
basically
lane.
Irrelevant. Oh, I think mid lane has a pretty nice role, but AD carry is somewhat irrelevant. At least until 40 minutes.
That's very true. So when we're talking about these teams, you have to remember those are the three most important roles. So in the top lane for the Ku Tigers, he's a very carry-centric style. Now when we're looking at the jungle support synergy, the way that they like to play is they take control of the enemy jungle, and they place a lot of deep wards, and they get that vision so they can make the plays that they want around the map. And I believe against a team that doesn't have that same synergy and can't clear out the wards, they're going to be able to take advantage of the loss of vision that the enemy team will have. And I think you have something to say about Pain Gaming.
Alright. Pain Gaming, I don't really have a lot of information about them. I don't think anybody does. But I do know that coming out of their qualifiers and the last two tournaments that they've participated in, I don't think they dropped a single game.
Nope.
So they definitely have some momentum coming into Worlds, and I don't think a lot of the other teams are going to give them a lot of thought or attention just because they're a wild card. Nobody really considers them too much. I mean, look at the other wild card team.
Bangkok Titans.
Bangkok what? but really though, Pain Gaming, they could be a threat. Like I said, the second spot in this group is going to be really contested. I think even Pain Gaming is in contention for that. They'll definitely give these teams a run for their money, but It's just such an unknown. All I can think about is last year.
Kaboom! That was so bad. Whatever, I'm keeping it in. Alright, we're going straight into Group B. We got Fnatic, Invictus Gaming, AHQ, and my favorite, well, second favorite, Cloud9. You want to talk about Fnatic really quick?
No, you gotta make your prediction first, man. Who's gonna come out of this group?
Alright. Everybody's a Fnatic fanboy, and at this time in the video, you're probably going to turn it off because you're going to hate me and my prediction. But Fnatic is in Europe. Europe is not a very strong region. Top 3 teams, really good. Everybody else, trying to not get relegated.
Yeah, it's just not competitive. The only teams that are actually, like... It seems like there were 3 teams this split that were actually gonna win, and they all won.
Yeah. So... When we're talking about Fnatic, they aren't contested. We don't know how strong they are. Yes, they went 18-0. That's impressive. Don't get me wrong. But, like I said, they weren't contested. Invictus Gaming, very good in the Chinese region, taking a lot of games, a lot of series. And I think that they're going to do really well in this Worlds. AHQ coming in from the LMS, they had an impressive run last split. Last Worlds, and then including last split and the split before, I believe they got first in both. So with both of those performances, taking first in their region, coming in strong, Cloud9, you saw, maybe they're making a resurgent, who knows, we could get it wrong. Maybe they could all shut us all up and the highest world domination could happen.
Oh god.
6-step process, you gotta remember what he said in that interview.
But your prediction.
So my prediction is Invictus Gaming
In the first spot.
and because I'm in the first spot and because I have NA bias and I believe in high.
No. Please stop.
Alright. Honestly,
Make an actual prediction.
Invictus Gaming first, AHQ second. There's no way I see Fnatic making it
You
out.
don't think Fnatic's gonna make it? Alright. See, okay, everything that you said is valid, and Fnatic was not really tested or pushed during the regular season, except during their set against Origin, where they did show some weaknesses. And I think their early game faults can really be exploited by some of these other teams, but I don't think it's enough to knock them out of group stage. Invictus Gaming is obviously going to get out of this group. I'd be surprised if they dropped a game in this group. So remind me what happened between AHQ and Fnatic at MSI.
AHQ completely stomped the floor with
Did
Fnatic.
they? Was it like a complete?
It was 24 kills to 5. Let's just leave it there.
Alright. Well, I don't know. This is a different Fnatic. I mean, they still had Steelback back then, and Reckless. That bot lane is a really big threat, and I don't know. I feel like they have a better chance this time. My prediction is going to be IG and Fnatic getting out of this stage. Also, I'm a Fnatic fan, so.
The reason I don't see Fnatic getting out of this group, I do believe that they are a favorite against Cloud9. I do believe that they are going to win against them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the way that Invictus Gaming, well, I'm going to start off with Invictus Gaming. The way Invictus Gaming plays their game, they're not afraid to tower dive. They're not afraid to take those chances and try to get the early lead.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Fnatic has again and again proven, especially at the end of the split, that they will even drop 5,000 gold behind some of the not even top tier teams in the European LCS. So when we're looking at the Fnatic Invictus Gaming matchup, specifically, Fnatic has proven time and time again that not even against top European LCS teams,
Or the lower class.
they drop at least 3,000 to 5,000 gold behind.
Mm-hmm.
And a game against IG where their style is very dive, push the advantage, and balls to the wall, I feel like when IG sees a chance to strike, just like a Python, they're going to go for it. And because of that, because of that,
Like a python.
yeah, because of a python, it's dangerous. You can get killed by
I
it.
don't think pythons are that type. I think pythons constrict.
I was gonna say snake.
don't
I was gonna
strike.
say snake,
You should've
but
just said
there is
cobra.
snake in China,
Alright,
so I can't really
whatever,
say snake. But
whatever.
anyways, IG can, like, they just go ham and they take the advantages when they see them, and that's why I see Fnatic not winning a game against IG. They're gonna drop too far behind, and just like AHQ Fnatic at MSI, like I said, 24-5, they're just gonna lose.
It's a double round robin. So the teams don't just play each other once and done, right? They
Yeah.
play each other twice.
They play each other twice, but the style matchup and the way that I just set it up, unless Fnatic plays phenomenal and doesn't fall behind, they have a chance against Invictus Gaming. But I don't see them winning a game against them with the current style that they're at. And then AHQ, they've proven that they're the best in their region, and they've proven even at MSI they will beat Fnatic. True, they did have Steelbeck, but Reckles was an upgrade. He's more of a safe style AD carry, but still not as strong as AHQ's AD carry. That's my prediction. I don't know.
Pretty rough. I guess we kind of have to acknowledge the
Possibility.
the blue swirly elephant in the room,
Cloud9.
which is Cloud9. High makes a big difference for the team in NA. And I think their whole cheese, where instead of building a useful jungle enchantment, he builds Devour, is really, like, cheese. But now that everybody's seen it from the Gauntlet, I don't think they're going to be able to pull that out. They're going to need to come up with something cheesier. Like, they're going to need some fresh-ass Gouda if they want to come out of this group. There's just no way. Like, I don't know. The biggest thing that they could do is maybe upset AHQ and put Fnatic through. Like, but that would
Even
be,
that's a stretch
that
of the
would
imagination.
No, that's beyond a stretch of the imagination. That's not even in AHQ's worst nightmares. But I don't know. This group is not as tough. Like, it's not competitive for second place. Well, it is, but like Fnatic AHQ, I think Fnatic will win. It'll be close though.
All right, moving on in Group C, we got SKT, H2K, Edward Gaming, and Bangkok Titans.
Bang. That's a stranger situation than Cloud9. I mean, okay, we don't even have to make predictions for this. I mean,
What are
obviously-
your predictions?
Well, all right. I guess the only prediction we really have to make is first versus second seed.
Who do you think's getting first?
I think H2K is gonna come out above the Bangkok Titans on this one. I can't even keep a straight face. No, I'm gonna give the first seed to SKT. I mean, EDG has proven that they can beat them, but I don't think SKT really pulled out all the stops.
Yeah.
Now it's Worlds, it's serious. This is really like the only competition that team takes seriously.
Yeah.
And they're gonna take it pretty seriously. I think SKT is the favorite to win Worlds this year.
I mean, on the fact that SKT doesn't really take anything besides World seriously, they kept on switching out their mid laner during the spring split.
Yeah.
Easy Hoon and SKT Faker to decide who they actually want to play at MSI, who they actually want to play at Worlds this year.
I mean, there really
So-
wasn't that much of a decision for them to make, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Eh.
so to say that they take Korea seriously, I mean, I'm sure they do. The glory factor is there in Korea, but I mean,
This is the only competition.
this is
they
the
take
yeah,
seriously.
this is the only competition that they go 100% and they want to win. For me personally, Marin gets a lot of the gold share on SKT. Now,
Oh yeah, they just pump him.
the jungle focuses on top lane and just gets him as far ahead, and basically their bot lane is just play safe, get gold, and don't die. So
And then
when you're
Faker's
looking,
not getting solo kills.
so when you're looking at that, EDG's style is clear love, affecting the whole map. It's not really just top lane, where SKT is mostly just pump the gold into Marin, let Marin carry. Where EDG, they do have Amazing J on the sub, where they can pull out, and maybe he can play those carry champions against Marin, and actually make the impact that I do believe he can. but their starter. So for me, I do believe EDG will win first.
Nigga.
Oh my god, you didn't mute TeamSpeak?
Disconnected.
You better have muted TeamSpeak.
No, it doesn't pick up any audio. I'd
Oh.
shut that off.
Okay.
So when you're talking about EDG and SKT, those are the only two that I can see making first and second. Sorry, Bangkok. Sorry, H2K. You drew a bad group. EDG first for me. SKT T1 second. I know as all the SKT fans are gonna be mad at me now.
EDG
Sorry.
First, huh? Alright, I think
That's my personal opinion.
we have to give H2K a little bit of like light here because they. Okay, well, listen. I honestly like H2K. I think that
I do too.
They're the team that everybody always forgets in Europe. That they always forget that they're good.
There's one point I want to make about that. H2K's jungler, Lulex.
I mean, he's awful.
SKT's jungler, Bengi, pumps all the gold into Marn, gonna have a greater effect on the map. EDG, Clear Love, top jungler in the world right now.
I mean, Lulex is just a mobile sightstone, but it's really less a question of how it's really not a question of if H2K can win. It's about how slowly they'll lose.
Yeah, I agree
And
with you there.
It's not really a question worth asking, and I don't know anything about the Bangkok Titans.
No, not even winning a game. Not giving them that.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean,
Sorry, Turkey.
they've got to have. Wait, that team's from Turkey? Why are they called the Bangkok Titans? You sure they're not from?
I'm pretty sure they're from Turkey. I don't even know, but I know they came from that wild card and they're shit. I will come on and say they're shit.
Oh, that's so rude.
Yeah, on the international level, they are shit.
Okay.
They come in
well,
seeded last into this tournament, and I don't see them winning a game even against H2K.
Let's talk about the group that has my favorite team in it. So
We're talking about Group D here, obviously. Group of Death is what everybody's calling it. We have LGD Gaming, we have KT Rollster, we have Team Solo Mid, and Origin. Go ahead.
Alright, I guess I'll start with my predictions first. The first seed of this group is the first seed coming out of this group. There's not a question at all about that. And the second seed is where I think things get really interesting.
Alright.
Because
You never said who first seed is, by the way.
Oh, are you talking about LGD?
Yeah, LGD.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think they really needed an introduction this time. But I really think that I honestly believe that the second spot is very highly contested between KT Rollster and Origin. You're making that face. Now just hear me out, okay? Origin is a team that comes out of nowhere, like John Cena.
Alright.
And they freaking just dominate the EULCS, aside from Fnatic. And KT Rollster isn't really... I don't really know enough about them.
Well, KT Rollster, they're... Alright, let's be honest.
They're shaky.
Let's be honest here. Korea and China are about the same level. Korea lost a lot of their players due to the import to China because all the billionaires get to play on the LPL playground, or LPL.
I just think KT Rollster's shaky. That's what I'm trying to say. I think there's...
Well, what what I'm trying to set up here is LCK was up here, and then there's LPL, and then everybody else. But now with the Koreans being transferred over to China, now Korea was up here. Remember that. Now they're brought down to like here, and LPL is still here. And everyone else is like, we're catching up like there. So
I think KT Rollster has weaknesses that Origin will be able to...
There's a possibility of it.
I don't really have... Okay, Origin's my favorite team right now. So I'm really freaking biased on this one. And I really like Origin going into Worlds. I know they're gonna prepare hard, and I know XPK and SOAS are super emotional players, but I think that those emotions, like,
Can work
they
to their
know
detriment.
nobody expects anything from them. Nobody even expected anything of them coming into the LCS,
That can be a benefit though.
and I feel like they're going to do well, especially in that bottom seed spot. Like, you really think LGD is gonna spend any time scrimming them?
Not probably just KT.
Everybody's just gonna try to scrim SKT. So
Yeah.
Nobody has any playing against Origin. They're gonna come out, and SOAS is gonna play well in the top lane. He's gonna pick Gangplank. Severely nerfed Gangplank, and he's gonna win every single game. And by every single game, I mean they're gonna beat TSM twice, and then KT Rolster once, and then KT Rolster's gonna lose a game to TSM, and that's why they don't move on.
God, you just pissed off every single Korean fan there is in the world. Holy
That's
shit.
what's gonna happen. KT Rolster is gonna go 1-1 with Origin, and they're gonna go 1-1 with TSM, and 0-2 against LGD.
Dude, Korea's gonna hate this already.
And then TSM's gonna lose every game
wanna
except for
put
the
this
one
out.
against Rolster.
I don't even want to put this
And
out.
Origin is going to lose 2 to LGD, win 1 against Rolster, and win 2 against TSM.
There are like 30,000 people that watch LCK, and you just completely just
That's what's
shat
gonna
over
happen.
all of them.
That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen.
All right, my predictions. You ready?
Your prediction is obviously LGD KT in that order.
Well, I'll explain why though. LGD, they have the champion Imp. Imp, really freaking good AD
Just
carry.
make it
Him
win.
and Deft are the only 2 AD carries in the world right now that can hard carry a game. The only 2 that can affect every single game that they're in. So obviously, in a meta where top jungle and support are all the most powerful, when you have an AD carry that can impact the game in a profound way, you have the whole package. So
Granted, even though earlier we even said AD carry is irrelevant unless you're one of those 2 AD carries.
Yeah.
That's just...
So LGD obviously first. They're gonna have some struggles against KT Rolster's gonna have some. Nope,
I don't
never
think
mind.
They will.
So LGD first. The reason I think KT is gonna be the second seed here is because, all right, let's be honest. TSM, you shit the bed in NA. You are the biggest franchise, yes. I just called out all of your fans, yes. But when you're thinking about it, you guys lost 0-3 to CLG. I mean, come on. I know CLG is my favorite team in NA, but CLG. So if we want to talk about how KT did, they beat KOO Tigers. We talked about earlier, 3-2. That series was really close. But you have to remember, KOO went 3-0 against CJ Entis, which was perceived to be the number 3 team for Worlds in the Korean region. And I mean, it's true.
The team can just have a shitter day and lose like that.
Yeah, it's true that, but they also did lose 3-0 to SKT. So the discrepancy there is high in the difference between SKT and KT. So when we're looking at it, I do believe Origin. I am an Origin fanboy.
I
agree
really like Origin.
I agree with you there, but
I'm telling you, dude.
I don't think they can win a game.
They're gonna take a game off of KT. They won't take both, but they are going to take a game off of KT.
But my prediction is LGD KT. Sorry TSM fanboys. Sorry Origin fanboys.
Yeah, the supports in
don't
this group are
see-
really good.
Mithy has been innovating support for a really long time, even from the Challenger series. He's really fast to adapt to patches and figure out what's really powerful.
Mhm.
So, I mean, yeah, Mithy's going to have a big effect. Lost
Mithy
Boy?
plus Niels is a strong... I mean, it's not like... I think it's an international class bot lane, but... I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, believe that they will take a game off of KT
All right.
and get out of this group because of it. Because TSM is going to upset KT as well.
I don't... All right.
What order? If we knew what order the games came in, I could tell you that they're gonna beat KT here. They're gonna drop a game to Origin, then they're gonna go on tilt, then they're gonna lose to TSM.
Okay. But
Doesn't KT has had a history with tilting, haven't they?
not really. LGD has more emotional players than KT, which is a factor, but I mean they're dominating performance in the LPL, and the fact that they are so much farther ahead of the other regions is just, maybe they drop a game and then that mental breakdown just shoots them down and they just can't bring it back together. But I don't see that happening. Honestly, personally, I don't see that happening.
Well, alright. So we have our predictions for groups. Just like review real quick. So you think from Group A.
Group A, I have Coup Tigers going first. I have Flash Wolves going second. Group B, I have Invictus Gaming and AHQ. Sorry, Fnatic fanboys. Group C, I got EDG going first, SKT going second. I just shamed that group too. All the SKT fanboys, and then LGD and KT in that order for Group D. Sorry, TSM fanboys.
Well, I mean, there's no way TSM's gonna come out of that group.
Well, there's a lot of TSM fans.
Yeah, there are. But alright, so then my predictions are from Group A, which I don't think I ever actually made a prediction for. It's such a hard group, dude. This is such a competitive group.
Yeah, anybody can get out of it.
I want to say Flash Wolves and Flash Wolves in the first spot. That's where I'm putting them.
All
I
right.
just think they're on a roll right now.
All right.
And CLG.
Okay.
And then from the second group, I'm gonna say Invictus and Fnatic in that
Alright.
order. And then from the group 3, SKT, and then EDG. Oh, rip SK. And then EDG. And then from group 4, LGD and Origin. In those orders.
All right.
And then we'll talk about the bracket stage after my predictions come true. Thanks for watching this edition of Esports Upload, and be sure to tune in next time when we talk about the knockout stage.
See you next time, boys.
We all know my predictions are gonna come true.
There's absolutely no way they're gonna come true.
Yo, get out of here.
You get out of here. I can't even